Have you ever held your breath in the quiet dark of the early morning, phone in hand? That sacred, silent time before the world awakes. And instead of peace, you feel a knot tightening in your stomach. You open the app, you look at a number, and you let that number decide if you are safe, if you are good, if you are enough. This quiet, painful ritual of worrying about money is destroying your self-worth. And it is a weight your soul was never meant to carry. I know this ritual well, the hollow relief that lasts only a moment before the whispers begin again. What if an unexpected bill arrives like a storm? What if this is all there is? For years, I let a number on a screen tell me who I was. I tied my value to something that could vanish with the morning mist. And one day, a truth landed in my spirit with the force of a breaking wave. My net worth will never, ever equal my self-worth. This is a lie our world tells us, a frantic, screaming illusion that our value can be counted, weighed, and measured in dollars and cents. Today, we will walk away from that illusion. This isn't about budgets, this is about your soul. We are going to gently uncover the invisible thread that has tied your finances to your spirit. We will explore why this worry feels so corrosive, and I will offer you a path back home to yourself, a way to build a foundation of worth, so deep and so true that no number, high or low, can ever shake you again. Because your worth was sealed before you ever earned a single dollar. Why does it hurt so much? Why does a simple number have the power to feel like a judgment on our very being? This is the ache of financial anxiety. It's not just stress over a bill you can't pay. That is a real and honest pressure. No, this anxiety is the ghost that haunts you even when the bills are paid. It is the persistent, quiet hum of not enough that plays in the background of your life. It is a feeling of being unsafe even when you are standing on solid ground. This feeling isn't born in a spreadsheet, it's born in our stories. We all carry what some call money scripts, the quiet, unconscious beliefs about money we learned as children. Sitting at the kitchen table, listening to the hushed and heavy tones of our parents. What story did you inherit? Maybe you learned that money is a source of conflict, and so you avoid it, push it away, afraid of the arguments it might bring. Or perhaps the story was, you must work to the point of exhaustion to deserve comfort, and so you tie your value to burnout, believing rest is a luxury you have not yet earned. Some of us learned that good people don't want a lot of money, a script that can lead us to sabotage our own security, feeling guilty for desiring ease. And for so many, the script is, more money will finally make me happy. A story that keeps us chasing a horizon that always moves further away. Have you felt this too? These stories run deep. You may think you are making a logical choice, but you are often just playing out a scene from a story you learned when you were small. If your story is one of scarcity, a deep belief that the well will always run dry, you might find yourself unable to enjoy what you have, constantly fearing its loss, even if you are financially secure. Some have begun to call this a kind of money dysmorphia, when the reflection you see in your bank account doesn't match the feeling of poverty you carry inside. You could have more than enough and still feel destitute, because the childhood story of lack is screaming, it could all disappear tomorrow. This is the invisible anchor. It weighs down your spirit. It steals your sleep. It strains your relationships. It's the constant, low-grade fever of a soul marinating in stress. You are not bad with money. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are a human being, having a deeply human response to a world that taught you to tie your worth to a system of numbers. Recognizing this story is the first step toward writing a new one. If these words are touching a place in your heart, a place you thought no one else understood, let me know in the comments below. Your story matters, and your voice helps another woman know she is not alone. I read every word you share. So how does this worry dismantle our spirit? piece by piece. It happens in three quiet, hidden ways. The first is the heavy cloak of shame. Our world so often treats wealth as a sign of virtue, and struggle as a sign of moral failure. If you are wrestling with debt or financial fear, a silent message is sent. You must have done something wrong. You must be lazy or foolish or simply not enough. And this is a pain we carry in silence. It is the last taboo. We will speak of our deepest heartaches before we will admit to a friend that we are afraid of the credit card bill. This silence breeds a toxic isolation, and in that isolation, shame grows. The problem is no longer, I am in a difficult financial situation. The story becomes, I am a failure. The worry is no longer, I don't know how to handle this. The story becomes, I am worthless. This is the shame spiral. It makes you feel like a passenger in your own life, a small boat tossed on a vast, indifferent ocean. It whispers that a good captain would have avoided the storm, that everyone else is sailing on calm waters, and that your struggle is proof of your own failing. It is a lie that turns a circumstance into an identity. The second way our worth is eroded is through the mirrored hall of comparison. We are built for connection, to see ourselves in relation to others. But now, we don't just see the family next door. We see thousands of perfected lives scrolling past our eyes on a glowing screen. We are comparing our unedited, behind-the-scenes life, with all its beautiful mess and quiet anxieties, to someone else's curated highlight reel. It is a game we are guaranteed to lose. And with every loss, a small piece of our spirit chips away. You see a sun-drenched vacation photo, and your anxious heart doesn't just think, how lovely for them. It thinks, what am I doing wrong with my life? Why is that not me? This constant comparison creates a distorted view, where you feel you are always falling behind, no matter how far you've come. It turns money from a tool into a scorecard, and life into a competition you never signed up for. It whispers the most toxic lie of all, that if you just had what they have, you would finally be worthy of love, admiration, and belonging. If someone you love is lost in this game of comparison, if they are carrying the weight of this worry in silence, perhaps this message is for them. Gently send it their way, as a quiet reminder that their true worth can't be photographed or posted. And this leads us to the heart of it all, the great deception, mistaking our net worth for our self-worth. Your self-worth is the unshakable truth of your value as a human soul. It is your inherent goodness, your capacity to love, your resilience, your light. It is not earned, it cannot be bought or sold. Your net worth is just a number. It is math, assets minus liabilities. To confuse the two is to build your home on shifting sand. Can you put a price tag on your compassion? Does your integrity show up on a bank statement? Is your ability to soothe a crying child or hold a friend in her grief measured in dollars? Of course not. These are the things that make up your true, indestructible wealth. When you tie your sense of self to a number, you give the outside world complete power over your inner peace. A market downturn feels like a personal judgment. A job loss feels like an indictment of your soul. Your net worth can be changed by 1,000 things outside of your control. It is fragile, but your self-worth, your kindness, your courage, your humor, your spirit is eternal. It cannot be repossessed. It doesn't fluctuate with interest rates. The greatest tragedy of this financial anxiety is that it makes us forget this. It convinces us to trade the solid gold of our true selves for the paper promises of financial validation. But we will not make that trade any longer. Let's not just talk about the problem. Let's step into the solution. Let's begin the sacred work of reclaiming the truth of who you are. This is not about hustle. This is about healing. Here is how we begin to untangle your worth from your wealth. We will begin with a new kind of audit, not a financial audit, but a worth audit, a sacred inventory of your soul's true assets. Take a piece of paper, a journal, or just a quiet moment in your own heart, and I want you to make a list of your treasures that have nothing to do with money. What are your strengths of character? Are you loyal? Are you a patient friend? Do you have a resilient heart that has known sorrow and still knows how to hope? Write it down. What are your gifts? Perhaps you create beauty in a garden or comfort in a meal. Maybe you have a gift for laughter that can light up a room, or a talent for listening that makes others feel seen. These are your riches. What are your acts of love? Every time you've helped a neighbor, soothed a child, offered a prayer, or extended a hand to someone in need, each one is a deposit into your account of true worth. This is not about ego. This is about truth. You are simply creating an accurate balance sheet for your soul. Now, let this list become your prayer, your affirmation. The world whispers that your value is conditional. Let this truth settle in your spirit. My worth is my birthright. It does not rise and fall with my bank account. My value is in my character, not my capital. I am resourceful, I am resilient, and I am held by a love I cannot earn. You are gently, powerfully rewiring your mind to seek its reflection, not in a screen, but in your own soul. Next, we must become the author of our own story. Those money scripts we inherited, it is time to lovingly release them and write new ones. Take a breath, and in that same journal, gently complete these sentences. Money, people who have what I want. My greatest fear about money is, there is no judgment here, only curiosity. Your answers will illuminate the old stories. Perhaps you wrote, money is security, revealing that you have asked a number to provide a feeling of safety that can only truly be built within. Now, for every old story, you will write a new one. A declaration of truth. Old story. I have to struggle to be worthy of ease. New declaration. I can build a life of security in a way that honors my peace and my well-being. Old story. I'm just not good with money. New declaration. I am capable of learning. I can manage my resources with confidence and grace. Old story. My past mistakes define me. New declaration. My past is a classroom, not a cage. My decisions are lessons, not life sentences. My worth was never in question, and I have the power to choose differently today. Receive this as your inheritance. You are the storyteller. You have the power to choose a new narrative, one that frames money as a simple tool and separates your financial state from your soul's eternal worth. The final part of this healing is to break the spell of silence. Shame cannot survive being spoken. It withers in the light of connection. Find one safe person, a partner, a trusted friend, and share the feeling, not just the facts. You don't need to share the numbers, you can share the heart. You could say, lately I've been feeling so much fear around money, and it's been making me feel small. I just wanted to tell someone who loves me. When you speak your fear, it shrinks. You realize it is a feeling passing through you, not the truth of you. And more often than not, the person you tell will meet you not with judgment, but with their own story of fear. And in that moment, you will remember you are not alone. And finally, you must become a gentle curator of your world. Unfollow the accounts that make you feel small. Mute the noise that sparks envy in your heart. You are under no obligation to consume anything that damages your spirit. Fill your eyes and your heart with what is real, what is true, and what reminds you of what truly matters. If you feel this call to walk a more gentle, more sacred path, one of compassion, not comparison, I invite you to subscribe and join this community. You are so welcome here. We are building a space where every woman remembers her inherent worth. We have walked a long way together today. We have looked into the heart of this deep and tender worry. We have seen how it tries to convince us to trade our soul for a sense of security that money can never truly give. But I want you to leave this space with one truth echoing in the quiet sanctuary of your heart. Your net worth is a number. Your self-worth is the entire universe within you. Your kindness, your courage, your compassion, your light. It is immeasurable, and it is yours forever. You were worthy before you knew what money was, and you will be worthy long after it has ceased to matter. The journey to true peace is not about accumulating more. It is the moment you stop looking at a screen to see if you are okay, and you turn inward to your own heart and remember that you already are. It is the sacred act of untangling your soul from your spreadsheet. You are not your debt. You are not your income. You are your own holy ground. The real work is to live this truth day by day. Let me know in the comments one thing you value about yourself that money could never buy. Let's fill this space with a testament to our real, unshakable, collective wealth. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this sacred work. Be gentle with yourself.